Paltrocast.
Okay, Leah, besides having to do press where they ask you the same questions over and over again, good day for you so far?
It's a great day. Yeah, I'm spending it with my close girlfriend Sandy, who's doing work with her, and she's hearing me answer the same questions in probably similar ways.
That is a patient friend, and props to your friend. But we were set up to talk about mercy. How much of Michelle is there in you, the real human being, Leah Gibson?
Oh my goodness, that's we're jumping right in, huh?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about Van Halen and stuff like that if you're cool.
I probably would not be the most engaging for
Uh,
you.
okay, so yeah, we'll have to talk about your new movie. Sorry.
Mercy, yes, in select theaters tomorrow, Friday, May 12th.
Yeah,
Michelle Miller plays a woman with a painful past and a special set of skills who is forced to go to extreme measures and protect her son when an Irish mafia takes hostage the hospital she's working at. So she's a woman that comes in with a lot of inner demons that
mhm.
she's trying to avoid, trying to run away from, essentially, and also at the same time trying to do the best that she can and love her son through a healthy life. So she's forced to have to kind of rely on her special set of skills that
Mhm.
she has tried to avoid embracing again, when danger is set upon the immediate environment.
A lot of buzzwords about strength right there. So obviously you can play the strong person, seeing your work on Manifest and the many shows that you've been a part of. I would give you, if I can give you a nickname, I'd call you the queen of the multi-episode story arc. Is that fine?
That's okay.
There's so many great shows where you're on 3 to 7 episodes, you get in, and then you get out of the show before it gets bad. I mean, if it were to get bad, but
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, probably 5 episodes is like the sweet spot. But you're very correct. You're
you
very.
leave them wanting more. I think that's
Oh,
what I'm trying to say.
I appreciate that. Yes, we can go with that. I can work with that.
So with Mercy, where was it filmed? Was it filmed in Vancouver?
It was filmed in Vancouver. Yeah, yeah. It was.
Got it. I'm finding more films than not are filmed in Vancouver these days, which is where you're originally from.
I am originally from Victoria, BC, so I moved to Vancouver and started building my film career there. Um, I worked in Vancouver for about 11 years until I transitioned to LA. Yeah,
Got
but
it.
of course, I have worked quite a bit since, even back in Vancouver.
Do you remember when you had that realization that there was more movies being made in British Columbia than Los Angeles?
I mean, that was never really a secret. Like you kind of knew that that's what would happen, right? It was more about, for me, it was about wanting to kind of fly the coop a bit and kind of expand my opportunities in other ways. But I was never under the impression that I wouldn't be returning.
That makes sense. I mean, reading, if Wikipedia and the different things that I read are true, that you come from a dance background and that led to a touring theater company, and then everything kind of shut down unexpectedly for you. What is it that basically made you go, I'm going to keep pushing through this no matter how low it gets?
Oh, that's a question I could probably check in with myself about, a few times over the last 18 years for sure.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few. It's certainly, it's a very alive career trajectory, and to the best of my ability, you can try to have goals that are important ideas for you to accomplish.
Mhm.
But ultimately, there are a lot of things that can be out of our control as performers. So when I check in on that question a few times throughout the last 18 years, it has to be about, do I still love this? What's my why? And my why is absolutely answered in the yes, I do still love it. I love so much about it. And at the same time, I have also found value in myself in being able to determine what are the aspects of it that I love so much, and being able to, allow myself to be innovative about different avenues of creativity and self-expression that aren't totally reliant on the industry.
Hmm.
And that's been a healthy and sustainable practice for me.
In your case, is part of the long-term plan producing and directing?
I would say more writing and producing. I would never say never to directing, but at the same time, I've worked with such, wonderful creatives that are directorial visionaries, and
Mhm.
they come with a wealth of experience and knowledge and a capacity to reference past works. And admittedly, if I'm being fully transparent, my hook into entering this industry was not, and I can slap my fingers for this, but it was not about a devotion to cinema. It was not about loving cinema, that I wanted to, recreate this movie or that movie. It was that I loved that type of self-expression and
Hmm.
creativity for myself. I loved acting. I loved embodying character. I loved intellectualizing words on a page and attuning to the archetype of that character and embodying that energy. And so, of course, the hook for me was stage and being able to experience that type of energetic transmission, and then entering film and TV world, where it's even much more dialed in and intimate sometimes.
So if I can paraphrase what you're saying, the performance is your favorite part of the whole thing, not the glitz, the glamour, the press days.
Oh yeah. Not that this isn't fun too.
Not that I'm not the greatest interviewer that you've spoken with today or anything like that, but Mercy, again, is what we were connected to talk about. And are you allowed to say what's coming up next for you, or is it all Mercy all the time, forever and ever?
No, there are a few things coming up down the pipeline. So Mercy premieres in select theaters on Friday, May 12th, and then it will be streaming May 19th and on demand June 2nd. I'll also be in a Paramount Plus film called The Painter, starring Charlie Weber. It'll be coming up in the next couple of months. I'll be in a film called Winner, which is on the real life whistleblower reality winner, phenomenal story written by the New Yorker journalist Carrie Howley.
Mhm.
This Amelia Jones, Zach Galifianakis, Catherine Newton, and Connie Britton. And so that'll be out in a few months, as well as season 2 of Joe Pickett, which will be streaming on Paramount Plus June 2nd.
Wow, that is a variety of projects, a bunch of hard to pigeonhole things. Like we can't go, well, it's another Leah Gibson project, so therefore expect her to be screaming. Like we don't know. But with
Thank you for saying that.
with this particular film, Mercy, though, you are the focal point of the box cover, of the poster, of the still. Did you know that all along, that you would be so prominently featured?
Had an idea, yes.
So congratulations on that. Do you have all sorts of mock-ups of the artwork around the home that for the Wall of Fame?
I don't. For the Wall of Fame of myself.
Well, I find that
Have one of those. That's probably a good thing, right? Is that a good thing?
I find that performers go kind of two ways. One is that they can walk you around the home and go, this is my Wall of Fame, my Hall of Fame. This is everything I've done. Other people, you'd have no idea an entertainer lives in the home.
That might be me. That might be more me. Yeah, I have more crystals than pictures of myself. If there's one thing that I have a hard time parting with, it's call sheets. I like to hold on to my, like on my fridge. Let's see, what do I have on my fridge? I have an old call sheet from Manifest, which was a few years ago, obviously, but it was still, like it was my lines highlighted, and it just makes me feel. And I also have a love note from Isabella Rossellini, when I worked with her a few years ago. But anyway, I do have a hard time parting with the call sheets. But other than that, like, I'm not going to be framing sisters.
Yet.
Not even my parents really do that.
Well, the last question I have before I let you guys, nothing to do with Mercy, it's you, the human being. What's the last concert that you went to for fun?
Last concert I went to for fun. What was it? Alanis Morissette.
Was that in Canada or LA?
It was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Because I would imagine an Alanis concert in Canada is a different vibe. It's more of a hometown pride thing, whereas
Sure.
LA, it's we came to hear the
Yeah, but
hits.
Atlantis is like so, she's a global goddess. She is like not the Canadian girl.
Oh,
Like,
she is. The
but
first 2 or 3 albums were only popular in Canada. And there were that Janet Jackson dance pop thing that she kind of pretends like never happened.
I do remember that she had like the shoulder pads and like the
Yes.
square earrings and like the really big hair. I do.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
a Jagged Little Pill. Come on, she's a global goddess after Jagged.
a Broadway play and all that. Well, Leah, thank you for your time. Looking forward to everything that's to come, and really just keep up all the greatness out there.
Thank you so much. So nice to talk.
Paltrocast.